Hello, my name is Andrew Remillard, and today's lesson is going to be on Amazing Grace. The text comes to us from John Newton, and the tune we're most familiar with, New Britain, is an early American melody and was harmonized by Edwin Excell. I've written a longer article about the history of Newton and the history of this tune, this hymn, and the link is in the description below. It is probably one of the most well-known Christian hymns in the English-speaking world. Can't speak for other languages, but I know from the English world, everybody has heard this song, and children can sing it, and you hear it sung all the time, and everybody would know it if you started. Hymnary, in fact, says there's 1,342 hymnals that have published this. That's not everybody Hymnary has looked at, but it is a very high number, one of the largest, most distributed hymns in Western or in English Christianity. Why is this tune so popular? There's a number of reasons. And we'll start with the most obvious. It is simple. It is as simple as any nursery song. It's a pentatonic melody. You've got 5 different notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. There's not 6 different pitch anywhere in the tune. That is it. That's the same number you'll find on any children's nursery song. And it makes it very easy and accessible to everybody. In fact, you can violate one of the most common rules for making a tune easy for people to sing and have lots of skips. This tune is full of skips. But because there's only 5 pitches, it's still very easy for everybody to sing. So let's talk a little bit about, for a moment, about how to look at a melody to determine is this going to be easy to sing or not so easy to sing. Obviously, a pentatonic melody is going to be very simple. It gets a little harder when you add a 6th note. The second most popular tune for this text is a tune called Arlington by Thomas Arne. It's a little more complex, but it's got 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little more challenging to sing, just a little bit. The next step up would be a diatonic melody, all 8 notes spaced within an octave. Very common in most popular hymns will fit within that range. If you start adding chromaticisms, that is going to start eliminating the ability of a lot of people to sing the melody. And if you go beyond an octave, which you find in a lot of contemporary Christian writers will do that. They'll go as much as an octave and a fifth. And as most people can sing an octave, very few people can sing an octave and a fifth if they haven't sung their whole life a lot. And what you've done is you've eliminated that melody from being comfortable for just about everybody. If you can sing that range, you're comfortable. But if you don't have that specific range, you're going to either find the high notes or the low notes difficult to sing. So that's just something to think about for you hymn writers. Keep your ranges narrow, keep the number of different notes fewer, and it'll be more singable for more people. All right, so let's talk about this tune specifically. Since we all know it, I don't have to talk much about it. But if you look at the text, you'll notice again, as we've talked in other hymns, there is a different level of emotional intensity in each verse. So you can't play everything exactly the same. That wouldn't be appropriate. And not to mention, it is dull as day. As the day is long, if that's how you're going to do it. So you could play it initially on the first pass, very straightforward. So you get everybody caught up with you and everybody knows what you're doing. And what I've often done, and there's different ways you can go about this, but I begin to move the left hand around a little because it helps keep the movement through and it helps keep this thing steady since you've got all kinds of note values, quarters, halves, eighths throughout this thing. You have to help people keep time. And you can do that with a moving left hand. And you can start very simply with just using the notes that are printed for the left hand, but instead of playing them together, break them up. It's a very easy way to create a little bit of movement in the piece, and you don't have to create anything or have a deeper understanding of harmony to do that. The next step would be used, instead of just the notes that are in the left hand, what about all the notes that were within that chord that's being spelled out, at least partially in left hand. So here, since you got an entire half note, you could go all 4 notes up the G major chord. You could go down the 4 notes of the G major chord and maybe do like a 5th in the middle 3rd in there. And all 4 notes up on the E minor chord. So you can create more of a rolling pattern in the left hand, especially on the longer notes. You can play more notes of that. Sometimes you can put in some either dissonance or passing notes within the left hand, even just looking straight up what we got here. Filling in the gap in between those 2 notes. Putting the D in there. It creates, again, some movement, a little harmonic variety, because it's very simple harmonically. Another thing you can do is ornament the right hand. With just passing notes, filling in between the D and the G, the B and the G. Or something to that effect, whatever would kind of fit the tradition maybe that you're playing in. So those are just some thoughts on what you can do with this very simple and very popular hymn that we've all sung 1,000 times. If you'd like to support this channel, there are a number of ways, again, listed in the description. I do appreciate those who subscribe to the channel and those who support it through Patreon or direct donations through Give, Send, Go, or PayPal for that matter. And have a nice day.